This is a story of a girl named Nellie. I was 16 during the flood. My father said it is different than other times. We brought all the furniture upstairs, me and four other children and my parents. In the middle of the night, around 3, it felt strange. Then the thought hit us. There was water under the house. We, all 5 children, were told to go up on the stairs. Dad told me, take your youngest sister and the boys and go up the stairs. When I took my sister from her bed, I noticed a crack in the wall. It was becoming wider and wider. Then the whole wall broke down. We were lucky to be on the stairs in the back of the house. My brother wanted to shout for help, but nobody heard him through the storm. During the flood, I was 7 years old. My older sister was 10 and I had 2 younger sisters. We lived in an old house that is still there. I cannot remember the start of the flood. I was too young. My father cycled to the village center to see how high the water in the river was. Early Sunday morning, the water came. The water came high in our house because our house was on a lower piece of land. The water was 1.8 meter higher than normal. My mother had brought bread and Sunday soup. As we were eating the soup, we saw a boat sailing in our road. Our neighbors were rescued. There was not enough space in the boat for us. However, they promised that they would come back for us. We were waiting, but nobody came. There was water everywhere. My father wanted to catch the attention of possible rescuers, and so he put a flag made out of sheet up on the roof. And we waited. We heard wood crashing into the house. The next day, a motorboat came for us. The man had seen the white flag. He understood that there were still people in our house. He steered his boat to our house. Through a window, we could climb into the boat. The man brought us to the village, and in the center of the village stood a bus. This brought us to Rotterdam. From there, we were taken to the family who lived in a grand house in Rotterdam. We did not know these people, but they were very nice. After long, we could go back to our village. Because our house was built on a low part of the land, it took long before the water was out of the house. But the day came and my mother began the grand cleaning. Women of the village helped, also volunteers from the east of the Netherlands.
I can still remember Saturday, 31st of January 1953. I was 13 years old and I was going to secondary school. It was a quiet day, but it stormed hard. Everyone thought the dikes were good and strong enough. The next morning we heard, the dike has collapsed. We took our stuff upstairs and thought that it would be for a few days. But the water rose fast. You could see it rolling on the land as a black mass. It came very fast because at the same time another dike had collapsed. We had to climb on the roof of shed because the walls of our house were underwater and then our house collapsed. We stayed the whole night on an improvised raft made of a part of the roof of the shed. It was a night not to forget. We prayed a lot because we were afraid to die. The following morning we arrived on an inner dike. There was a large hall. We crossed it by using ropes. We were looking for my father, brother, and grandma. 2 days later, we found my father. He had injuries from trying to save a man. But my grandma and brother drowned. We came home 2 years later. The land was too salty to work on there. All people of the village had lost everything. We had to start from scratch.
The North Sea floods hit the Netherlands in 1953. I was about adult's age. The floods were massive and powerful. I'd never seen something like that. It took everything in its way. The first picture shows our damaged tall house. The second one shows me with cow that we got. In the background you can see the remains of the shed which fell into pieces. During the floods, our barns and stables were demolished too. All country was horrified about everything what happened here. It was such a disaster. But in these dark moments happened something unbelievable. Other stock breeders living in another part of Netherlands were so generous and sent us a cow.